Coach McKenna here with the Great Day to Be Irish show. And it's always a great day to be Irish. I mean, we are just pumped up. Things are going great here. We're in the fall. The weather's starting to cool down, except today's a little warmer. But it's the perfect time of the year. All our teams are doing well. School's just buzzing with excitement. And I've got a special guest. Mrs. MacIssac has been here your second year now.
Second year, yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I had to pull teeth
You did.
to get her to come on this show because she doesn't she said no to me, yes to me, and I finally backed her in a corner where she couldn't turn me down. In fact, I think she was hiding from me today a little bit.
I was, yeah.
So, but that's fine because you know what? What we're here for is just to talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
Because I'd like to get to know you better, and I know everybody out there who might come to Notre Dame someday, or their kids are going to Notre Dame now, would like to get to know you better. So, who are you? You know, and that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. Who are you? Where'd you come from? And how were we so lucky to get you here?
All right, so I have taught in the Diocese of Trenton for 25 years, and I'm a product of the Diocese of Trenton. So I went to St. Mary's Academy in Lakewood, New Jersey,
Okay.
and then St. Rose High School in Belmar, New Jersey. I went on to Catholic College at Boston College, and I went on to pursue education. So for the 23 years before this, I was working at St. Rose High School, and I was the vice principal for academics. So when this job became available and my students were looking at high schools, I thought, oh, let's give it a try. And I was able to switch over to student life, which has been a really fantastic change. So after many, many years doing academics, I get to kind of be the fun person.
That's kind of neat because you are a fun person,
Right.
and you seem to enjoy it. I really enjoyed. We had Club Rush a week ago, and watching you buzz around and everything, and it was a good thing. So you have kids in the building?
I do. I have a freshman and a sophomore. My sophomore does madrigals, and she comes down and works out with Coach McKenna, but she's not an athlete. And then my freshman just started. He's a swimmer, but he's found a lot of success right now with the cross-country program and Coach Rowland.
Good, good. Glad to hear that and everything. One of the big things, kind of like, I know you're the fun vice principal.
Yes. I also do discipline.
But kind of explain what your job entails and what you kind of cover and everything.
So I do, so for student life, I do, the fun things I do are the clubs and the activities. I'm in charge of student government. I also am the director of security, so I make sure that we're safe every day and that people are prepared in case of an emergency, teachers, subs, students. And then I also help with the discipline. So Mr. McWilliams is my right-hand man, so he really does the front
What a great
lines.
right-hand man to have.
It really is. So he does the front lines, and then if it becomes more than that, then I help on that end of things.
Oh, well, we're talking about clubs here and everything. And one of the things I've always said about Notre Dame is if you're not involved, shame on you.
Yeah.
Because we have, how many clubs do we have? Do you know?
So we
offhand?
have, I think we have 53 clubs
Wow.
that happen. Most happen during the day, during activity period, for their general meetings. And then they will have meetings after school. Every club gets involved in some sort of service project. So for instance, your Patriots Club teams up with my student government, and we do $2 and 2 cans for our November collection. So $2 we buy turkeys, and the cans go to Incarnation Church in Trenton. And then my newest club is my fencing club. So I'm hoping that we build up our fencing club to have a fencing team here at Notre Dame, and then that would become Mr. Roach's club.
So what you're telling me, even if somebody comes here and we don't have a club that fits their interest, and they get a couple kids together that have the interest, we'll start a club.
We sure do, yeah.
That's great because I've always said that. That's what has always impressed me about Notre Dame is that there's something for everybody here. You can get involved. You just can't float around and do nothing here. It just doesn't work. So the clubs and everything, new day and age with security. What it was 20 years ago compared to what it is now. Kind of for the people out there, because I think we have a really nice system going here and everything, but kind of put it in place for the people out there, because I know we have a resource officer
Yes.
now.
So last year we're very lucky through grants and other things, a lot of schools around us had a student resource officer. So Officer Jackson was a Lawrence Township police officer. He's joined us now as part of their department, and he's here every day with us. So he gets to know the kids, he knows the building, and he's always here. Then we have security in the building, as you know, from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. So that's the other really fantastic thing about Notre Dame is the kids are here all the time. So from my first summer through this summer and this year, there's always students in the building, and we really provide a secure atmosphere until parents can come and pick them up. So, you know, sometimes it's hard to come and get. You can stay, and then the security's here, there's places to do your homework, and you get picked up even if you need to stay with us an extra hour or two. And then there's always something to do. So I'm always finding those kids that are left behind. I'm like, oh, do you need some service? Come and help us with this parent conference, or fold these papers, or do that kind of thing. We run the same drills as everybody else, lockdown, security drills, fire drills, and the students are involved in that. All our subs are trained, all our teachers are trained, and it's just practice, 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 in the hopes that we never need to actually use them in reality.
One of the biggest challenges, and being being in law enforcement at one time and everything, was to take an old building like this and actually secure it.
Right.
Because there are so many little doors, and people are used to having doors wide open at Notre Dame.
Yes.
And it's taken a couple years, but I'll tell you what, it takes an act of Congress to get in this building right now, which is good,
Yes.
because we want it that way for our kids, and I think that's the way it should be, and I think that's important, and I think you guys have done a wonderful job where even our security people that we have here don't act like your typical security people. They become part of the family.
They do.
And it's very relaxing. But they do a great job, and they're on top of everything. And you're right. We hope we never have an incident here.
We do.
But guess what? If you don't put the right things in place, you may. And we're just trying to do everything right here. And I think you guys in the administration have done a great job of looking at all the little things that we have to do. And there are so many little things that go along with doing this right and everything. And I think the training of our teachers, I think our teachers have all become mini security guards in a way, looking for things and everything to be cautious for our kids, because this is our family here.
Right.
And nobody would like to see anybody in our family, anybody's family hurt. Okay, move on a little bit more. With you dealing with students, how do you normally, you're saying discipline, things like that. What's your normal dealing with the student here?
So the students here are great, right? So when I left St. Rose, I thought, what am I going to miss most? The kids. And the kids here are just as great as the kids I had at St. Rose. So
you don't miss the beach at St. Rose?
Well, I miss the beach, so.
I have a little bit of sand out there in the back.
I do. I like
you can
that
go
sand.
visit.
I go visit it when I need it. So the kids are fantastic. They're here all the time. They want to be helpful. They're respectful. And so we just try to do a lot of reminders. Reminders. A lot of proactive, a good student handbook, good announcements. Here's expectations as far as dress. Here are the expectations as far as entry into the building or entry at events or what happens. And I find with a lot of notice, the kids really want to do the right thing. And so it's just notice and reminders. And I think that works really well.
Okay, put you on the spot a little bit
Yes.
here, but you've been in education how long now?
Well, I've been in the Diocese of Trenton for 24 years.
In
yeah.
24 years. What do you see the difference now compared to 24 years ago when you came in to teaching or with the diocese? The change in education, change in kids maybe, just to change it, everything with the way it is.
I think the biggest change is technology.
Right.
So I remember back when I was first starting as vice principal, not everybody even checked their email. Now that's not even a concept, right? Now Coach McKenna's on Facebook. We're doing a podcast.
Nobody would have ever thought.
We push out the announcements. We push out all sorts of things. All of our registrations are done online, so parents can do them at home with a credit card. They're not putting checks out to us and making sure, waiting for those to pass through, so that all works good. The swipe system in the cafeteria for the kids to do. So I think kids are the same, education is the same. What we learn might grow or we may go deeper in that, but technology has really kind of changed the way we do things. Morning announcements are taped and posted for the students. So even if you're not here or you're a parent and want to know what's happening, go ahead and watch those morning announcements.
And it seems like we got our bells kind of working
our
now.
Bells are working,
we have a new bell system, and it's been a little up and on there for a while.
It's hard when you do something over the summer and the building's empty. Then when everybody's here and everybody's using everything, it doesn't necessarily work the way maybe you
But not only
thought
that, I
before.
get to watch these poor guys when they put the lines in and everything, and a lot of them
Yes.
come through the basement, and it's like they just keep shaking their head at the old building and trying to do new things.
Right,
And that's a
upgrading.
challenge, I think,
It is.
sometimes,
Mhm.
because they got to get through like. We're in the bomb shelter down here. This was an old 1950s bomb shelter when it was built. And all the wires kind of go through here. And these poor guys have drilled more holes in the floors and the walls
true.
here to get wires and everything. And it's exciting to watch. You have students that go to the building, but there's a freshman out there that's thinking, and the parents thinking about coming to Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
So I really think it's the only choice. To be honest, we come a long way.
I
My
like
kids
that.
come with me. We switch swim teams to be out here and be closer to Notre Dame, and it's one of the best things I've done for my students, my own children. To switch schools, come here and give them this opportunity. Opportunities we have in performing arts, you're not going to see every place else.
No.
And the fact that you can be a performing artist and an athlete. My son does band, and he also does athletics, and we don't limit people to one avenue. And I think having all those opportunities, how many freshman teams this year? 13?
13.
13 full functioning freshman teams. Over half of our freshmen are on a team. It's unbelievable.
And I think our coaches, our
Right.
administration, everything do one other thing very
Right.
well. They share the people here well.
Yes.
And a lot of schools can't say that because it's hard to do.
It is.
And I think one of the way we do it is because I'm one strength coach for all the teams.
Yes.
The football player doesn't have to answer to the football coach doing the weight room, the basketball coach. They just answer to me.
Right.
And that's important that they've taken the time upstairs to think about this,
Yes.
of how we can coordinate everything and get kids to do more. Because they just become, it's a great way to build their foundation, puts more tools in their toolbox,
Right.
and it makes them have fun.
Right.
I really would say the kids have fun here.
I agree.
80% of the time,
I
not
think so too.
when
Well,
they're
you have
taking
to
their
do
test
work,
and
right?
everything.
Yes. So, and our fall play, the Cinderella Complex is coming up. 30 people in the cast. So that means in the end, 50, 60 kids will be involved in it, and then all the people that be able to come and see that. So you don't see that everywhere for a fall play to have.
Probably
that
my
many
favorite
students.
time they did the play, and they had to come to us down here, is when they did Peter Pan. And they needed guys with a little bit of strength for the
Right.
stage crew. And about 8 of our guys, had to go up there and
Exactly.
practice every
You
day.
don't see that
But that
everywhere.
was great
Yes.
that they were involved in everything. In fact, I think Zach Tharp, who's out there in the weight room there, was actually on the stage crew
Okay.
when he was here and
Yes.
everything. And it was fun.
Right.
And they learned a different element of something different, and it makes them a better person, I think.
Right.
And they learn to work with each other and become part of the family.
Right.
Okay. I'm thrilled to death you came on the show.
Thank you. Thank you
And
very
but I'm not going to let you off the hook yet.
Okay.
Okay. I know you had all that sand down in Belmar, and
Yeah.
I had a trouble when I would go to clinics down in Belmar or seminars. I'd always sneak off and go to
Yes.
the beach down there because I love it down there. Now that you've got your whole family here
Yes.
and everything, are they adjusted? They feel
They
good
are.
about it?
I think the really nice part about Notre Dame is, for a Catholic school, you guys are pretty big in number. I know for the local public schools, you're a little smaller, and I think that makes us our ideal choice because we're bigger. You can offer so much more at a school that's bigger. You have so much more talent. You have so much more depth. But we're not as big as the local public schools, and so you really know the students. I was a little nervous about that. 1,000 students, how would I get to know them all? I never had to know that many. And you really can get to know
You can.
them. You really can. It's a manageable number to get to know the students.
Two things, and I'm going to let her off the hook here. One is I'm going to say about her that I really enjoy, and it's an art that you have. Whenever I talk to you or I see kids talk to you, you have a focus on them, or like when
thank
you're
you.
talking to me,
Yes.
and that's an art.
Right.
Because in today's world of technology and everything, we're always thinking about what we're going to do next.
It's true.
And how we're going to run around. And I have never seen anybody become part of a family so quick.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure it's because of your Catholic
I think
upbringing
so,
and everything.
yes. Mm-hmm.
You're comfortable here. But remember, it's always a great day to be Irish here. Have a good day. See you later.